here at Lane Stadium. Fans on their feet. Excitement building as the Hokies take on the 23rd ranked Maryland Terrapins, and the Hokies will walk down that narrow claustrophobic tunnel, dimly lit, about 4 wide. Take a left turn, head down to the field, and you hear Metallica playing. Exit light, enter night, enter the Hokies, one of the most dramatic and frenzied runouts in college football. This is Thursday night when the Hokies excel, and this is an entrance unlike any other in college football. They really need someone to step up. They want to feature Evans tonight for sure.
Darren Evans, the first Virginia Tech player to score at least 1 touchdown in his first 6 games at Virginia Tech.
And it's Evans, his first carry tonight. He gets about 6. And it's Evans again. Running left, first down, up near midfield.
And the offensive line, you're going to see Nick Marshman, 67, pull and get around the side there. Nice job and good vision. This guy's got great eye.
And we look for Jared Boykin, number 81, the true freshman, to kind of get involved tonight. This is Evans. Evans breaks free. Darren Evans barreling inside the 35.
Run with your eyes and your feet will follow you, they say. This guy here knows how to look at his blocks and run past the arm tacklers.
He should know how to follow his blocks. He ran for 61 touchdowns as a senior at Warren Central.
Yeah, but do you know who to throw it to?
Steinsburg's we're not likely to see that. This is Evans back in the game, and they push the pile down near the 10. It should be very close to a Hokie first down. The Hokie said, last week you should have been here. You're practicing indoors. There's ice storms. Wow. Nasty. And usually they don't mind that because the opponents have more trouble than they do, but it's nice to have beautiful weather. And bouncing it is Darren Evans. Evans to midfield. Run out at the 30. 50 yards for the freshman.
Watch on this one here how high they hit, Jesse. They don't get to Evans' legs. Nobody gets down to his legs.
And the wide receivers do a good job blocking downfield as well. We talked to Darren Evans and said, hey.
This is Evans. Diving. Touchdown.
The ball just has to break the plane from that angle. It's tough to see. Just the last second there.
Well,
it looks as though you can kind of
see the official
football,
far side.
After review, the play stands as called on the field. Touchdown.
Evans, an interesting story. He became a father at age 17, a junior in high school. You can see that's his son, James. Tanisha Lang is his girlfriend. He had to grow up in a hurry. His dad was very disappointed, as a lot of dads would be, about the unexpected child on the way. They said, you're still going to school. We'll work this out. We'll find the money. We'll take care of the baby. But you're going up to Blacksburg. You're going to school no matter what. With Kenny Lewis out with a ruptured Achilles. Again, Brandon Orr already dismissed from the team. And we saw Evans limping off a second ago. This is his first career 100-yard game. Done on only 13 carries in the first half. Well, they need him in there in the second half. Hokies now backed up, and they'll just hand it to Evans on first down. They'll stiff arm Darren Evans into the secondary and tight roping down the sidelines.
Watch 70. Big Sergio Rinder pull around. Nice stiff arm. Well, I tell you what, this Evans has a bright future. The big runs, they couldn't get over 24 yards. He's blown through that tonight.
Sergio Rinder, one of the more experienced players on this Virginia Tech offense. 34 career starts to his benefit. We talked to Brian Steinsburg, the offensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, coming into this game and said, hey, how handcuffed have you been this year with a lot of inexperience on offense? And he says, game planning every week. We haven't been able to do what we'd like to do. It's what are we capable of doing week in, week out.
Second down throw for Glennon, and it's complete to Evans. Not been because of his big commanding pass game. They've gotten back in this thing. Evans on first down. Boone comes in motion to the left now. Evans running left. There's a first down.
You know they've got confidence up front, and Evans is just great with his eyes, short yardage goal line situation.
Now time for Lennon as big offensive lineman and Mr. Evans to kill some clock here. Evans, boy, what a night. What a night with his little son James sleeping through it. The redshirt freshman from Indianapolis approaching the 200-yard mark. You check the rush chart for Evans.
That's pretty one-sided.
Right up the middle. You know, no fooling around there. That was one of the few plays he hasn't.
The workhorse again. Oh! Terrell Skinner just got flattened.
This is what buys you into the hearts of your teammates. Did you hear that? He threw the ball.
You'll see Clemson and Florida State. No longer a Bowden Bowl, of course, with Dabo Swinney in charge of the Tigers. Evans again gets a little breather in the timeout and barrels forward for about 12 more.
You remember when we were driving over here tonight, and I said, you know, watching him, he slithers a little bit like Marcus Allen used to. Did you see that slide? You slide, but he keeps going forward.
Is Jared Lee good enough to beat Alabama?
I don't know. They're going to have to win an ugly defensive game, I think. Evans just adding to his total. Darren Evans down inside the 20. This has become a monster game for the freshman.
Those are the great ones. There's no drop-off in his speed, in his production. The guy just keeps battering along.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you're right, though. I mean, has he not gotten stronger as the game's gone on?
He's had 32 carries and a school record 253 yards. And a 50-yarder, a 45-yarder. That was for 29 on that play. I think the player of the game is pretty clear. Presented by Wrangler. Darren Evans with his family, his dad, his grandmother, and his little 2-year-old son. He'll be 2 in November, later this month. Watching, sleeping through it. They'll wake him up and something. Dad did good tonight. The Hokie defense, let's not forget that part of the equation. They stepped up tonight, and they throttled an offense, Jesse, that you said was number 2 in the ACC coming in.
They played so much more physical up front. They held the conference's leading rusher to under 60 yards rushing in this game. Great overall team performance by Frank Beamer and Virginia Tech.
And by Sean Glennon, stepping up, having courage going on the football field today with a bad leg.
Playing 60 minutes.
So Friesian's team will head home. Now 4-2 in the ACC. The Hokies improve to 3-2 and get set for that collision a week from tonight down there against the Hurricanes, who've gotten themselves a little bit of a roll with the 2-quarterback system working pretty well. So that sets up as the renewal of a good old rivalry that started in the Big East and now carries over to the ACC. Had a few fireworks, most of them from number 32 in maroon. Career and school record for Darren Evans. Let's go down to the field.
And he just found out from a few of his teammates that ran over that you did break the school record. You set a new one, by the way. Hey, you told us yesterday, I've been waiting to just bust a long run. Why were you able to do it tonight?
That was all offensive line. We practiced with a lot of intensity all week. That's what we just came out there. We hit him in the mouth, and that's what we did.
Talk about hitting somebody in the mouth. How were you able to hit Terrell Skinner as hard as he did here in the fourth?
It just looked like he didn't want to hit me. Just lowered my shoulder on him.
You set a school record. Huge night for you, career night. What does it mean when I tell you that your 2-year-old James slept through the entire night? We put him on camera. He wasn't awake once to see his dad's night.
Hey, that's all right. He still knows Daddy out there doing this thing.
Congratulations. Go enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Ooh. That's a lot of fun. He's a really good young guy. I talked to him yesterday, and it meant so much to him to have a big game with the family down here, making the drive from Indianapolis. Sometimes it's easy to feel a little bit disconnected from your family, from your child down here in the mountains, but Evans gets them all together tonight and has a career night, breaks the school record, and the Hokies win at 23-13, and we'll see him a week from tonight down there in Miami.